lap from now. And there goes the attack. That's Frank Pitt, rider number 1 from the Bissell team. Preem lap, a $100 cash preem to the winner of the lap.
Well, Frank Pitt making a big move there off the front for the Bissell Pro Cycling team. This is called the counterattack. We saw Kelly Benefit's strategies moving off the front earlier. They now caught the Kelly Benefit's riders, and now Bissell is going to send a rider off the front as Frank Pitt moves forward. This guy is a veteran in this sport. He has been everywhere. One of the co-captains of the Bissell Pro Cycling team, and Frank Pitt taking over. Right now, though, guys, a pre-lap on the line. So next time we see the riders, first one across the line goes home with $100 free and clear.
Well, it looked like a Kelly Benefit rider went down on one of those corners. It looked like he was the only rider involved in the crash. We actually have a live feed, and right now Solo off the front is another one of those Kelly Benefit riders. We saw a little bit of carnage in the road in the back stretch, so we hope that rider is going to be okay. And he'll accept this free and possibly be able to continue on as we are underway with the early lap. USA Cycling National Criterium Championship.
And he's out of the final turn with a substantial lead. When there's a $100 prize on the line, they know that that rider in the lead is going for that prize. And they're giving him, they reached a point where they said, fine, let him go. He's got this preem. You can see the gap there now. He's got the gap. They're not going to catch him now, but they'll give away $100. But they're not going to give away the jersey at the end. That's Dan Bowman from Farmington, Michigan, riding for the Kelly Benefit squad, and goes these $100 riches for one lap around the block.
Yeah, those riders on the front of the field not too worried about Dan Bowman right now. They're hedging their bets on him just being out there going for the preem. Now, Bowman probably doesn't want to get into a breakaway, but did want to pick up some cash. So that's a strategy. You'll see riders attacking on the backside of the course for some of these preem laps. When you look around and you have the best sprinters from around the country surrounding you, you say, well, there's no way I can out-sprint these guys, but I'll bet you I can beat them to the line if I attack on the backside of the course. That's what Dan Bowman did. He is now $100 richer.
We want to let you Herman Miller riders know that your team medals can be picked up over at the registration tent. Herman Miller riders, you can pick up your team medals at registration. So Bowman has been absorbed by the field. He is now at the sharp end of this bike race, leading him through. You want to wonder how fast this pace is already. Jamie Smith and Brad Sonner, they are strung out, basically single file on this entire backstretch.
Yeah, speeds here going to average right around 30 miles an hour. You'll see them sprinting upwards of that into the high 30s. Look at the shape of the field as they roll through. See the single file formation on the back of this group starting right about here. These guys are single file front to back. That means that they are stringing it out on the front. Someone is driving the pace. The field acts kind of like a piece of elastic. As you start to pull on one end, it stretches, it thins out, and that's what we're seeing. When they're grouped together, that tells us that no one's really taking charge, but when they start to string out, someone's pressing the gas pedal on the front.
Let's talk a little bit about course conditions. I'm noticing just here at the start-finish line, we are on red brick. On different parts of this course, you have concrete, and there's a lot of blacktop out there, but weather so far has been not a factor. It is perfect conditions for racing, Brad.
Yeah, relatively cool here. We were talking about the bricks here at the Grand Cycling Classic. These are actually fairly tame bricks for some of the courses that these guys will race on. Relatively smooth here. There is some pavement on the backside of the course. Today's course at just over a kilometer long. 6 corners here as they start and finish right here. And again, our race at 80 kilometers today. So just under a kilometer for the course, I should say, today. But it's going to be a very fast course as we have a great finishing stretch here. You're going to see a great sprint finish on the line, Jamie.
It's a drag race all the way from that final turn, and that's a modification from what the course used to be. It used to be much shorter. It used to be around 150 meters. Now it's a lot more can establish in that final block and a half, city block and a half. It's a good long stretch.
All right, well, Kelly Benefit sent Chad Haga off the front there. He was the Kelly Benefits rider, and you're going to keep seeing that all day long. They'll continue to send riders off the front.
We saw a little relaxing in the pace there. They're starting to bunch up. That's after the preem, starting to settle into some sort of rhythm. A very small, compact field of very serious contenders. With a field like this, it's a lot easier to move up. And especially when it bunches up like that, you can get to the front real quick and go off the front. You can see they're looking around now, trying to figure out where that next attack is coming from, who's going to chase the rider up the road, and as they ease their way into the turn, the left-hand turn number 2 into with a right-hand bend around Van Andel Arena. And you can see this is kind of going slow. They're 4 or 5 abreast there in the middle of the pack.
All about riding that good, smart line and working this course. If you would like to be over there in the Bissell Victory Club, it's located under the white tent right across from our announcing location. You can have VIP access. A $75 donation will get you into the Victory Club, and all proceeds will go to the Parkinson's Disease Research Team at Michigan State University of Human Medicine and the Davis Finney Foundation. So again, if you want to go over there and get some free food and have some cold beverages, $75 will get you in the Bissell Victory Club across from the start-finish line stage.
Well, it's still Chad Haga off the front. Look at the Bissell chase coming. They said enough is enough. And no surprise that we see Ben-Jacques Maines there, one of the team leaders for Bissell Pro Cycling, coming to the front saying, guys, we got to shut this down. We cannot let Kelly Benefit Strategies get a solo rider off the front.
And is there a better all-around rider in America that's not racing in Europe than Ben-Jacques Maines? A couple of times top 5 on the NRC. He can win a crit. He can win a road race. He's a great stage racer. You go to all these things. He is an amazing rider out of Northern California.
Yeah, it truly is incredibly versatile. We see him climb, we see him sprint, we see him race on rollers and racing together. So we'll be watching for Ben-Jacques Maines of the Bissell Pro Cycling Team.
Looks like maybe a little bit of a consolidation in our field on the back stretch as a couple of riders beginning to bunch up out there. When you see them, we have a little monitor as we are live at usacycling.org with a live streaming feed of racing here this weekend. So we have the action all the way around the course. Cisco Entertainment is here providing our feed here on our stage. And you see this little bit ebb and flow, and I think it's just simply, Brad Sonner, they cannot manage that 30-mile-an-hour pace for the full 80K.
Yeah, you're going to see them slowing down just a bit as they hit the reset button here, but here comes the counterattack. They brought one rider back, and Kelly Benefits goes again. As you see him taking a look behind him, it is jab after jab here. They are not going to let anyone rest in this field. Kelly Benefits Strategies, Optum Health so far, controlling this bike race, Jamie.
Yeah, it's surprising to see those two teams. It's green on the attack and red on the counter, and we haven't seen the blue from the United Health team, and a lot of the other teams are laying in the field, just kind of waiting to play their cards, allowing the Kelly Benefits Strategies teams to just hammer. We've only 13 minutes into the race. We've got a long way to go to the finish. 64 laps remaining on this 80-kilometer course.
Yeah, rest is going to be incredibly important today. If you're out there attacking all day long, you're going to be out of gas by the time they get here to the finish line, by the time this race wraps up. More than likely, the guy that wins this race is going to be biding his time in the field. He'll let all the other attacks go. He'll let the other teams make their moves on the front. Meanwhile, he just waits in the wheels, waiting for his time.
And of course, that is always the drama at a U.S. Criterium National Championship. Will you see a team deliver a rider to the finish line, or will you see somebody make an aggressive move and try to break away from this pack? Proverbial breakaways sometimes do work, but it looks like Kelly Benefit Strategies now rolling to the front, setting the tempo. It's one of the Jelly Belly riders who sit in second wheel. That would have been Jeremy Powers, an extraordinary cycle.
Look at their faces, looking at the stress levels in their faces. Some of these riders look like they're just out for a Sunday cruise. Some riders look like they're stressed. They may have been at the front of this spear. Now you can see them bunching up there. Another attack comes from guess who? Another Kelly Benefit Strategies rider, quickly marked by another rider we'll yet to identify. But as soon as it slows down, they go off on the attack again. You can almost tell which riders have been active as the stress starting to show in the early stages of the race. But there it goes. Yep, slight gaps opening up as they try to match pace with that rider on the attack on the back side of the course. But just watch the faces as they go by. They're going by fast, but if you just take a glance, you can tell how stressful this race is or isn't. And so far,